You ever find yourself just kind of staring off into space, replaying a moment from your past and thinking, what if? What if you'd taken that other job? What if you'd said yes when you said no? Well, today, we're going to dive into the specific grammatical tool that lets us do exactly that.
Of course you have. I mean, who hasn't? It's just a fundamental part of being human to look back at all those different paths and wonder about the life we might be living if we just, turned left instead of right.
It's that feeling, right? Looking back at a fork in the road you passed years ago, pondering these alternate realities, these ghost versions of our own lives, is something we all do.
And believe it or not, the English language actually has this really powerful, specific tool designed for exactly this kind of mental time travel. It's the engine that lets us build and explore these pasts that never actually were. And we call it the third conditional.
Okay, so what is this grammatical time machine really for? Let's take a closer look at its main job, reimagining the past.
So here's the heart of it. The third conditional is all about an unreal, totally impossible past. The if part of the sentence describes something that didn't happen, and the second part imagines the result that would have followed. It's pure speculation about a chapter that is long closed.
And this quote really nails it. An action could have happened if a certain condition had been fulfilled. But the key phrase there is had been. The reality is the condition was not fulfilled. That door is locked, the moment is gone, and all we can do now is imagine what was behind it.
So every good piece of machinery needs a blueprint, right? And our grammatical time machine is no different. Let's break down the formula for how you actually build one of these sentences.
This table lays out the two essential parts perfectly. So let's just take a second with this. On one side, you've got the condition. That's your if clause. This part uses the past perfect tense. Now remember, that's had plus the past participle of the verb. So, if she had studied. Simple enough. Then on the other side, you've got the result. This part uses would have plus the past participle. So, she would have passed. That right there, that's the core blueprint for our time machine.
Now, to really see this thing in action, let's actually map it out. We're going to look at a super simple scenario with two paths, the one that really happened and the one that only exists in our imagination.
This timeline illustrates the whole idea brilliantly. So, look, back in the past, I wanted to send an invitation. But the real path, what actually happened, is that I didn't find her address. The result? Pretty obvious. No invitation was sent. But the third conditional lets us create this imagined path. If I had found her address, there's our unreal condition, I would have sent her an invitation. See, we're literally building a parallel path that never existed.
Okay, theory's down. Now that we've got the basics, let's just run through some more examples to see how flexible and useful this structure really is.
Oh, you can just feel the frustration in this sentence, can't you? It's a classic case of regret. The reality is they didn't take a taxi, and so they did miss the plane. This sentence just pinpoints that one tiny decision that had a huge, really negative consequence.
Now check this out. Here we flip the clauses around, putting the result first. And notice when we do that, we drop the comma. The meaning is exactly the same, which just goes to show you how flexible the structure is. The reality, of course, remains the same. She didn't go to university, so she didn't become a teacher.
And this structure works perfectly for both positive and negative situations. You can imagine a good outcome from a good condition, like if she had studied, or you can imagine avoiding a bad outcome by changing a past action, like in if I hadn't eaten so much. In both cases, you're just rewriting the past to create a different result.
And hey, here's a little pro tip for you. You're not just stuck with would have. You can easily swap it out for could have to talk about ability or a past possibility. Or you could use might have for a result that's a little less certain. This just adds some extra layers of meaning to your imagined pasts. Okay, so we've seen what it is, how it's built, and how it works. Let's wrap this all up and get you ready to start building these sentences on your own. So, let's do a quick recap of the key takeaways. First, the third conditional is your go-to for talking about impossible pasts. Remember the structure. It's if plus past perfect for the condition, and would, could, or might have plus past participle for the result. You can use it to express regret, relief, or just to play that what-if game. And don't forget, you can always flip the clauses for a little variety. And to leave you with one final thought, I'll use the third conditional itself. If you hadn't watched this, what would you have misunderstood? It's a powerful tool, not just for grammar, but for understanding how we think about our own lives. Thanks for joining me.